Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Chris here, and I'm doing another Rainbow Six Siege character creation video. This time I am doing the Spetsnaz group. As you can see, this is my Glaz right here, as close as I could get. They do have a lot of equipment and a lot of clothing that's not really in Wildlands, but this is my version. I'll kind of show you maybe some different things if you'd rather do them differently. But yeah. Let's go ahead and get started here. Hopefully you like the music in the background. Can't go wrong with the danger zone. So let's see here. For the head itself, you don't really have to worry about anything besides the face paint. I just went with the big red one, just because it was like the darker one. You know, Glaz, he kind of has that darker face paint to him. But the rest of it you don't have to worry about. With the tops, I went with the fleece just because it looked bigger and bulkier, and the Spetsnaz, they all look big and bulky. I couldn't do the hoodie, the jacket, the light hunting jacket. Those just looked too small to me, so I just went with the fleece. I went with the Molly harness because he rocks that small Molly harness, being a sniper. Pants, I just went with the tacticals, and I went with all the khaki itself, the tan color. As you can see, I went with the one hole mask. Really, you could do the one hole mask or the bandana. It looks like he has more of a bandana, but he has it tucked in, so that's really up to you if you'd rather just do a bandana or if you want to do the ski mask. Really up to you. But I went with the ski mask just because I thought it looked cooler. I went with the polar fleece beanie because that is what he rocks in Siege. He does have a headset on, so I just went with the headset A. He rocks the fingerless gloves, so I went with that. And then the camel backpack just to kind of hide that there's no backpack. And then, of course, the Russian flag. They don't have his sniper in the game, so I just went ahead and gave him the SRSA-1. It's one of the only few bullpup sniper rifles that kind of look like his weapon. There is Glaz in Ghost Recon Wildlands. Alright, so next up is Fuze, the other attacker in Siege. And pretty much I went with the similar look as to what Glaz had. I did change the facial paint a little bit just to kind of cover his throat since it is covered in Siege. Besides that, I did go with the fleece again in the same sandstone color. As you can see, messed around with the light hunting jacket, but because it does have that hood, but it just didn't look right just because of the bulkiness that they have in Siege. So again, I just went with the fleece. I did go with the IBA instead of the Molly harness because he does rock a IBA vest. And that I went with the forest green. I never really go with the forest green just because it's so bright, but with Fuze in Siege, he does really rock that bright forest green. Pants were the same, boots were the same. I did go with the ballistic goggles. I went ahead and switched those to the forest green as well, just to kind of give his helmet. He has that really bright green helmet, and it all goes together, so that's why I did that. The half mask, again, I put it in the forest green, and the carbon high cut helmet in the forest green as well. So to me, it was just kind of the closest thing that I could get to his helmet in Siege on Ghost Recon Wildlands. Headset, I was trying to decide if I wanted to add a headset or not, but he doesn't have a headset in Siege, and so it just didn't look right seeing that headset sticking out. But you could really go with whichever you wanted to do. I just went ahead and went with the earpiece. As for the gloves, it looks like he had like the Nomax type gloves. So I just went ahead and went with those in the forest green as well, and again just the camelback to kind of hide that there's no backpack in the forest green, and the Russian flag for his patch. For weapons, went with the AK-12 because that is in this game, and I believe the 6P41 is the light machine gun that he uses in Siege as well. So I went ahead and went with that, but I could be wrong. If I am wrong, go ahead and correct me. So there is the other attacker, Fuze in Ghost Recon Wildlands. So next is the Spetsnaz operator that I use the most in Siege, which would be Kapkan. And as you can notice right now, he's not looking as big and bulky, and that is because I have to use the hood, because Kapkan does have like the hood in Siege. So I went ahead and went with the hood, and as you can see, it's really noticeable right off the bat. But this is the full loadout that I went with for him. I did, go ahead and do the Screaming Eagle face paint. Didn't worry about anything else. As you can see, I went with the hoodie in the really dark coyote brown color. I just didn't feel like the light sandstone really matched with what he looked like in Siege. So I went with the darker brown. I did go with the green IBA vest. The pants still the same as all the other Spetsnaz operators. Again, they have those two-tone colored pants, so you could rock a camo if you wanted. I just chose to keep them solid colors. The combat boots. He has no eyewear, but he does have face wear, and it's kind of the same as Glaz. But instead of going with a ski mask with Kapkan, I went ahead and just went with the bandana for him, just because it's a little bit different. I didn't want him to have the same thing as Glaz, so I just went with the bandana. As you can see, I went with the duckbill cap because his hood in Siege does kind of have that point. So that's what I kind of gave for that hoodie to have that point. No earpiece, the fingerless Kevlar gloves, the camelback to hide that there's no backpack. As you can see, they do have the VSN on this game and the SASG-12. So both weapons that Kapkan can use. So there you go. There is my version of Kapkan. Alright, and that just leaves us with Tachanka. And we all love Tachanka. There's no way that I can make him really remotely close to what he looks like in Siege, mainly because that helmet is just so iconic of him. So this is really just my own take on Tachanka. If you like it, use it. If you don't like it, come up with something else and share it. Let me see what you did. But what I did was I did give him the light hunting jacket. I wanted to go with the the fleece just because it was bigger and bulkier, but I went ahead and just went with the light hunting jacket because I like seeing the hood on the back of him, because he does have that in Siege. So I went ahead and just went with the light hunting jacket in the darker coyote brown color. I went with the heavy IBA instead of just the regular IBA, just to kind of give him a little bit something different, more armor, since he can't put out a turret in this game. So I gave him the armor. Everything else is the same as all the other Spetsnaz operators. No eyewear. What I went with was the ballistic face mask and the sandstone, which matched the jacket itself. No headwear, no earpiece. The Kevlar fingerless gloves like he uses in Siege, the camelback to kind of hide that he has no backpack, and then of course the Spetsnaz flag. But as you can see, no helmet. It gave him, to me, it just made him feel authentic to Wildlands. Like that is Tachanka in Wildlands, since we can't use those helmets. But again, the VSN and the SASG, just like Kapkan. So this is my version of Tachanka. I hope you guys like it. Feel free to comment and subscribe, and thanks for watching.